Sheridan and Louise have a date?
Yes, that's right, and Father's in a rage about it. There's no telling who'll suffer his wrath.
Son, what have you done?
Illusions about real love.
Go to hell, Julian.
Oh, I could just picture it. The former governor's daughter, Ivy Winthrop. A Harmony policeman's wife. It's too bad you didn't meet Sam Bennett when you were young and single. You could have married him.
Shut up, Julian.
And can't you just picture it, Pilar? Ivy would be running Grace's bed and breakfast. She'd be cooking that famous tomato soup cake. Oh, and let's not forget, she'd be the owner of that silly junk shop of Grace's.
It's an arts and crafts store.
Well, you'd have to be pretty crafty to pawn some of that garbage off as art.
Which reminds me, I purchased all those corporate gifts, as you asked.
Well, good.
And I purchased them all at Grace's store.
You what? Those are valuable business contacts. What the hell will they think of us sending them tacky trash like that?
Well, actually, I've heard from several of them, and they all love their gifts.
There's no accounting for taste, including yours recently. I still haven't figured out why you keep cozying up to these locals like Grace Bennett, spending a fortune. That junk shop of hers. There's got to be a catch. Oh, wait. I think I've figured it out.
Good night, Julian.
You're trying to get to Sam Bennett, aren't you?
Why on earth would I be trying to get to Sam Bennett?
Your son, Ethan.
Ethan?
Yes. You'd do anything to ensure his future? Sam is beginning to establish himself as an important man in this town. Perhaps you see him as going from chief of police to town council, maybe even mayor. Considering the political career that you've penciled into your son's future, obviously you see Sam as being a help politically to Ethan sometime. Am I right?
Of course you are, darling.
You can't hide anything from me. I can read you like a book.
So true.
Speaking of being right, there's another matter I have to deal with. This budding romance between the... I have to make a phone call, so...
He's talking about Louise and Sheridan, isn't he?
Yes.
A romance between them is out of the question. It would cause nothing but problems. Like yours did with Sam years ago.
No, I was young and far too easily influenced. I won't make that mistake again.
Ivy, if Mr. Crane finds out how you feel about Sam...
It wouldn't matter if he did.
Of course it would matter. The lives of everyone in this house would be destroyed. Not to mention Sam's family.
I don't care. I want Sam back, whatever the consequences.
Even if those consequences affect Ethan? I don't know what you're thinking of doing to get Sam, but...
Don't, Pilar. I don't need a lecture right now.
You need someone to talk some sense into you.
Is it too much to ask that I have just a little bit of happiness in this life?
Not if it means destroying the happiness of so many people. The Bennetts and your son, Ethan.
Please, Pilar. Don't talk about this now. Have you packed my clothes for my trip?
What trip?
Oh, well, that was a fast phone call.
Well, I said all that was needed to be said. I repeat, what trip?
I'm going skiing.
Oh. Summeridge?
No, just a local ski resort that's not too far from Harmony.
Really, a local ski trip? How very unlike you, Ivy. Why?
I just feel like getting some skiing in, and I don't feel like traveling far.
Really? Strange, coming from a woman who thinks nothing of hopping on the Concorde to Paris for dinner.
Pilar, would you please double-check my equipment and my clothes? I'm going to go out, pick up a few last-minute things.